dragon had a plaguey hard hide. Fala lanky down dilly, which could the sharpest steel abide. Fala lanky down dilly, he could not enter him with his cuts, which vexed the knight to his heart, blood, and guts. Fala la la la, la lanky down dilly. All the trees in the wood did shake. Fala lanky down dilly, houses did tremble and men did quake. Fala lanky down dilly, the birds betook 'em to their peeping, 'twould have made a man's heart fall to weeping. Fala la la la, la lanky down dilly. Now it was no time to fear. Fala lanky down dilly, for now it was fight dog, fight bear. Fala lanky down dilly, and as the dragon yawning did fall, he thrust his sword down hilt and all. Fala la la la, la lanky down dilly. As the knight in collar did burn, Fala lanky down dilly, he owed that dragon a shrewd good turn. Fala lanky down dilly, in at its mouth his sword he sent, the hilt appeared at its fundament. Fala la la la, la lanky down dilly. Then the dragon began to fly. Fala lanky down dilly, into its den which was hard by. Fala lanky down dilly, there he laid him down and roared. The knight was grieved for the loss of his sword. Fala la la la, la lanky down dilly. Now that sword it was a right good blade. Fala lanky down dilly, as ever a Turk or a Spaniard made. Fala lanky down dilly, but for my part I do forsake it. He that will fetch it, let him take it. Fala la la la, la lanky down dilly. When all was done, to the alehouse he went. Fala lanky down dilly, and in a trice his 2 pence he spent. Fala lanky down dilly, he was so hot from touching the dragon, the nudging quenched him but a whole flagon. Fala la la la, la lanky down dilly. Well, now let us pray for the king and queen. Fala lanky down dilly, and eke in London there may be seen. Fala lanky down dilly, as many a knight and as many more, and all as good as Sir Eglamour. Fala la la la, la lanky down dilly.
Let me tell you about a story that'll give you much elation, about a little gnome who never used an evocation, never cast a necromantic spell to save his life, and never, never, ever abjuration. For he was a gnome illusionist from old edition 2, adventuring for years and years. What's a gnome to do? Well, he settled in a town, and he took for him a wife, where the whiskey was distilled and ale was brewed. And he drank the whiskey down every day and every night, singing at the tavern till the early morning light. Thunder at dawn, and he gave his wife a fright, casting random spells from off his list. Oh, a glamour on a ball and a force phantasmal, blurry mirror images, he drove her up the wall. And he always had a little flask of whiskey in his fist, the drunken gnome illusionist. day when he went out, he heard the people shout, "Oh, the brewery's been destroyed, there'll be no more ale or stout." And also the distillery where all the whiskey's made. The gnome illusionist began to pout. "Oh, if I ever find the beast what took me whiskey drink, I'll find him and I'll fight him, for he's pushed me to the brink." His wife, she laughed and said, "Now my drunken gnome parades, now you'll be a sober gnome, I think." "No, I won't," says he, as he started and he sought, dusting off spell books at all but time forgot. He realized that he was higher level than he thought, recalling all the spells that he had missed. Improved invisibility and monsters shadowy, permanent and powerful illusions, vacancy. And he studied with a little flask of whiskey in his fist, the drunken gnome illusionist. Followed forth the trail of every broken brewery wagon, and met some whiskey dealers who were standing and a-bragging. They said they saw what broke the whiskey still the other night. "'Tis no lie, we tell you 'twas a dragon."
"Was it black? Was it red? Was it green or white or blue?"
"We couldn't really tell, but it took a cask or two. It's living in a cave down by the river out of sight. What's a drunken gnome like you a gonna do?" The drunken gnome illusionist, he headed to the cave, found some dead adventurers who tried to be so brave. Torn and mangled bodies laid upon an open grave, a slaughter that would marvel even Drizzt. For their swords and their shields and their armor was the best. Their wizard had a fireball and telekinesis, but no one had a little flask of whiskey in his fist like the drunken gnome illusionist. Drunken gnome illusionist had almost sobered up. He held aloft his whiskey and he toasted bottoms up. Then he heard a voice from high above him sadly ask, "Would you like to share? I've got a cup." Well, the dragon wasn't blue or black or red or green or white, silver, copper, bronze, brass, or gold as morning light. 'Twas an amber-colored dragon, just like whiskey from a flask. "I'd rather share a drink than have a fight." And the whiskey dragon smiled as they chat a drink or two. The drunken gnome illusionist, he knew just what to do. With permanent illusions, made the dragon's lair anew, fulfilled the whiskey dragon's lifelong wish. Now the cavern was a tavern where the whiskey air would flow. The dragon had a flagon and the town would always know. He saved them with a little flask of whiskey in his fist, the drunken gnome illusionist. The drunken gnome illusionist. His wife was really, really pissed. He's the drunken gnome illusionist. Hello everybody, my name is Dan the Bard. A few months ago, I was at the Bristol Renaissance Fair getting ready for my first set when the orcs from Clan Covidia attacked. I did what any other bard would do. I hid. I crawled into my bag of holding, kind of rolled myself underneath the fountainside stage at the top of the hill across from the mushrooms, and I've been broadcasting live from my bag of holding ever since. So enjoy this very special show with Dan the Bard. I hope you like these songs. This first one is called the Demi-Human Drinking Song. There's never a wine as ever as fine as made by a vineyard elf. RPG diddly D&D, don't fumble as it tumble to the shelf. Cider's made by a whole halfling, whiskey's made by gnome. RPG diddly D&D, don't fumble as it tumble to your home. There ain't no beer that brings such cheer as made by an alehouse dwarf. RPG diddly D&D, don't fumble as it tumble, you'll barf. RPG diddly D&D, we'll sing this song all night. If demi-human drinking's wrong, I don't wanna be right. Fortitude, save. And that's your part. You just yell out save. And I know 5th edition, it's Constitution save, but we're going to say fortitude because that's how I wrote it and that's how I memorized it. Wandered once to the land of the gnomes, and they gave me a drink in their hillside home. Gnomish whiskey, single malt. If I drank too much, it's not my fault. Halfling cider from the Shire sets your heart and soul on fire. At a halfling feast, all mirth abounds in a demi-human drinking song. Fortitude, save. There's never a wine as ever as fine as made by a vineyard elf. RPG diddly D&D, don't fumble as it tumble to the shelf. There ain't cider's made by a whole halfling, whiskey's made by gnome. RPG diddly D&D, don't fumble as it tumble to your home. There ain't no beer that brings such cheer as made by an alehouse dwarf. RPG diddly dee and D, don't fumble as you tumble or you'll barf. RPG diddly dee and D, we'll sing this song all night. If demi-human drinking's wrong, I don't wanna be right. 42, save. Wandered once to an elven wood, and everywhere a gazebo stood. It turns out these were elven bars with elven wine, the best by far. Beer from dwarven breweries, worth the extra calories. Now you know why dwarves are around from the demi-human drinking song. 42, save, there's never a wine as ever as fine as made by a vineyard elf. RPG diddly dee and D, don't fumble as it tumble to the shelf. Cider's made by a whole halfling, whiskey's made by a gnome. RPG diddly dee and D, don't fumble as it tumble to your home. There ain't no beer that brings such cheer as made by an alehouse dwarf. RPG diddly dee and D, don't fumble as it tumble, you'll barf. RPG diddly dee and D, we'll sing this song all night. If demi-human drinking's wrong, I don't wanna be right. If demi-human drinking's wrong, I don't wanna be right. If demi-human drinking's wrong, I don't wanna be right. Fortitude save. So this next one is called Pete the Polymorpher. Pete has 5 daughters, born a year apart exactly on the same day. I know that's not how it works biologically, but it's magic, so that's okay. He's a polymorpher, so he's like a transmuter wizard, and he can change the shape of anything he wants into anything he wants. This is a song about Pete the Polymorpher. Lived with his wife and his 5 little daughters. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy. Giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Each of the girls was born a year apart. Very same day, September 24th. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy. And the giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. On the day the girls turned 6 through 10. This was the birthday Pete had forgotten. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy. Giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. I'm so sorry, girls, said Pete, apologize and tell me what you want, then I'll get you anything. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy. Giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. I want a unicorn, the oldest said. Pete the Polymorpher wished he was dead. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy. Giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Pete's wife said, well, now you've gone and done it. If you don't find a unicorn, she'll throw a big fit. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy. Giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Pete looked around and was suddenly inspired. Saw the family dog sleeping by the fire. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy. And the giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Oh, uh-oh. Well, they polymorphed the dog into a unicorn, white as snow with a shiny golden horn. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy. Giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. The next daughter said, I want a fairy princess. Don't worry, sweetheart, I'll do my best. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy. Giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Polymorphed the unicorn into a fairy. Little wings flapped and she ate all their berries. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy. Giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. The next daughter said, it's my turn now. I want a giant and I don't care how. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy. Giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Polymorphed the fairy into a giant. Broke through the roof and he had no pants. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy. And the giant, because the dog doesn't have pants, see? And the spell doesn't make pants, so I guess it was tastefully done. There was an armoire and some curtains. It was fine. I guess the fairy had no pants either, but she has wisps. And a proboscis. Everybody, fairies are insectoid. They come from a pupa. Rethink your dreams. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy. And giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Next daughter said, I really want a dragon to pull me around in my little wooden wagon. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy. Giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Polymorphed the giant into a dragon. Belched and he burped and he burned down her wagon. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy. Giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Pete asked the youngest what could be her gift. She said, I really, 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 really you want a hippogriff? Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, and the giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Polymorph the dragon into a hippogriff, now each daughter it got in a gift. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Pete's wife said, this is getting out of hand. Bring back the dog or the song will never end. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, and the giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Polymorph the hippogriff to the dog once more. Oops, oh no, cried Pete the polymorpher. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Pete's wife was aghast and agog. What have you done to the family dog? Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. The dog had wings and scales and a horn. It was a giant fair, a dragogriff, a corn. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. The dog didn't mind and the girls were delighted. The birthday was saved and all that's wrong was righted. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. So if you've a daughter, her birthday don't forget. She'll want a fair, drag a grifficorn pet. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn fairy, and the giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, and the giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. And if you like that a lot, I wrote a sequel called Nate the Necromancer, available only on patreon.com/Dan the Bard. So join me there, or actually it's Dan Bard. And the tagline, it's a necromancer instead of a polymorpher, and all of his 5 daughters die from a horrible plague, and he has to reanimate them. And the tagline is, it's hard to raise a family. So you got to check that out exclusively on my Patreon. So I'm going to give you guys a very special trilogy now. I like trilogies. I love everything about them. This is my gamer wife trilogy. So when I was first married, my wife looked at me and she's like, well, we're married now. You don't have to play Dungeons and Dragons anymore, you know, and you can put away the dice. And I'm like, not quite. So it turns out one day I was a little bit sad, and she said, tell you what, I'll play Dungeons and Dragons with you. And it turns out she liked it a lot, and she was good at it, and still is. So here is Hot Gamer Wife. Let me tell you about a girl, she's the love of my life. On the day that I met her, said I'd make her my wife. First she put up with my D&D game. I think she didn't tell me that she thought it was lame. And when we tied the knot, she said, you know, it'd be nice, you finally put away those old gamer dice. You know, that didn't happen, and one day I was blue. She said, hey baby, I know what we should do. She said, no, not that, listen to me. I think I'm ready for to try D&D. Call your friends and get them over here now. I'll even make a character, and that's how. She's my hot gamer wife with dragon t-shirt. My hot gamer wife, she's a LARPing flirt. Dodecahedrons for earrings and such. Her 20s are natural, have I said too much? She's my hot gamer wife. Pencils are sharp and her dice are pristine. She's got the cutest little mini that you ever seen. We sit at the table to sling dice and hack. No one I'd ever rather have at my back. She can sum up the whole darn campaign plot. That's why, boys, you know I love her a lot. When the dice she rolls, you never get annoyed. Kind and all her buffs, well, she adds like a droid. You can't keep up with that arithmetic wrath. Nobody's fault, she's got the fireball math. 4, 6, 2, 1, 3, 3, 6, 5, 4. By the sound of the dice, 38, no more. She's my hot gamer wife with dragon t-shirt. My hot gamer wife, she's a LARPing flirt. Dodecahedrons for earrings and such. Her 20s are natural, have I said too much? She's my hot gamer wife. May the gods help all the NPCs who want to spar with my girl verbally. She's got a rapier wit, a tongue nipple sharp. Better watch out, boys, when she gets up to LARP. She puts the R in RPG, setting the bar for diplomacy. And her dice bag's a dye fuzzy plush for a start. And her dice tray's pink polka dot, it's a heart. Her dice, they sparkle, colorful ladies, more polychromatic than Tiamat in the 80s. That is, above all, my favorite rhyme on the entire CD. I'm very excited about that. More polychromatic than Tiamat in the 80s. She wears a tiara, you know she's the best. And that's why, boy, she's my gamer princess. She's my hot gamer wife with dragons and shirt. My hot gamer wife, she's a LARPing flirt. Dodecahedrons for earrings and such. Her 20s are natural, never said too much. She's my hot gamer wife. Hot gamer, hot gamer, hot gamer, hot gamer. She's my hot gamer wife. So she was really into D&D, and that was working out great. And she quickly made a character, Buffy the Bardic Cheerleader. Buffy grew up in the gladiator pits, so it's Buphoe, Greco-Roman spelling. And, of course, she's a little bit different than the other Buffy. We don't talk about her. But anyway, this is Buffy the Bardic Cheerleader, and it's got some parts for you guys, too. During part of this song, you're going to have to imagine me as a 5'2" blonde cheerleader. Are you ready? Okay. F-I-G-H-T. Fight for victory. Buffy was a bard, but not just any bard. She was a bardic cheerleader. Hey, hey. That's your part, 2 hays. A cheerleader. Hey, hey. She grew up in the gladiator arena. As you guessed it, a cheerleader. Hey, hey. A cheerleader. Hey, hey. Her songs and spells don't sound like songs. Instead, they sound like cheers. But they give her friends +1, +1. +1 saves her speed. It's tough out there for a bardic girl with a cool wind skirt that spins and twirls. Tough out there for a bardic girl. And this is your part 2. We need your best Valley Girl voice. And like they never take me seriously. Explode, ignite, my dancing lights are dynamite. Haste, get to it, M-O-V-E, move it. Now, you might think this Buffy is just like another Buffy, but it's P-H-O-E, hey, hey, P-H-O-E, hey, hey. It's not B-U-F-F-Y, it's B-U-P-H-O-E, that's who's Buffy. Hey, hey, Buffy, hey, hey. Apprenticing, she honed her skills, cheering at the games. Unfortunately, people thought Buffy had no brains. It's tough out there for a bardic girl with a cool wind skirt that spins and twirls. Tough out there for a bardic girl. Here we go. Best Valley Girl voice. Ready? And like they never take me seriously. That's alright, you're okay. Cure light wounds on you today. On a skill, you're now +2. Inspire competence for you. Oh, Buffy, how about an instrument? Oh, Buffy, pom-poms are what we meant. Oh, Buffy, when you're gonna sing your spells? Oh, Buffy, your spells are simply screams and yells. It's tough out there for a bardic girl with a cool wind skirt that spins and twirls. Tough out there for a bardic girl, and like they never take me seriously. It's tough out there for a bardic girl with a cool wind skirt that spins and twirls. Tough out there for a bardic girl, and like they never take me seriously. That's right, Buffy the Bardic Cheerleader. Now, my friends, if you thought that was fun, that was great, but she quickly realized how much fun writing songs about D&D is. So that one, my wife actually wrote, and this next one she wrote too. It's called My Dex is Higher Than Yours, and it's about my wife's incredible hatred of people who brag about their ability scores. Come listen to my snarky tale about a thief whose name was Dale, and he did like to brag a lot about dexterity. His dex was higher than ours by far, and whether in cavern or tavern or bar, he liked to chant this little rant most annoyingly. Everybody, I need a good nerd laugh. Let me see your character sheet. Your dex is 12. Your dex is 8. Hey guys, guess what? I'm really great. Cause my dex score is higher than yours, higher than yours, higher than yours. My dex score is higher than yours, and that is why I'm awesome. My dex score is higher than yours, higher than yours, higher than yours. My dex score is higher than yours, and that is why I'm awesome. One day we went adventuring within a canyon tall and green, and up ahead we saw a bend suspicious now were we. We approached the bend so carefully and drew our weapons silently. We saw them there, we weren't surprised, a band of orcs before our eyes. Roll initiative. I got a 10. You got a 10. Oh, not again. Let's check scores then. Yes! My deck score is higher than yours, higher than yours, higher than yours, and my deck score is higher than yours, so now I can't fight first. My deck score is higher than yours, higher than yours, higher than yours, and my deck score is higher than yours, so now I can't fight first. We'd ventured on another day and found ourselves inside a cave. 'Twas deep and dark, no one home, surely we were all alone. But alas, a mage was hiding there and cast a spell, for we're aware a sheet of ice formed on the ground. We tried to charge and not fall down. Roll dexterity checks. Yes! My deck score is higher than yours, higher than yours, higher than yours. My deck score is higher than yours, and now you're on your butts. My deck score is higher than yours, higher than yours, higher than yours. My deck score is higher than yours, and now you're on your butts. But then we met a dragon red, who breathed on us to make us dead, and with his dex Dale just laughed and rolled his saving throw. I'll take no damage, small or great, you'll all burn in conflagrate. But when his die the table hit, Dale just sat and stared. I got a 1. Dale got a 1. 1 always fails. Now Dale is done. Now our deck scores are higher than yours, higher than yours, higher than yours. Our deck scores are higher than yours. You rolled a 1, you're dead. Our deck scores are higher than yours, higher than yours, higher than yours. Our deck scores are higher than yours. Dale rolled a 1, he's dead. Yes. Woo. And to finish it, my friends, we have a very this is probably my favorite song, called Gamer's Lullaby. For those of you that are still able to play in your mom's basements, this is for you. Sitting round that wooden table, marked with dice-shaped ends, concrete walls and bare light bulbs, this was our world. My mom's basement, the dungeon master raised his screen. We rolled initiative, outnumbered and outmatched. We weren't sure we would live. Magic missiles blazed through battle, swords and shields did clash. We chatted with the barmaid to prove we weren't just hack and slashers, all salivating for treasure and XP. Next time we will roleplay more. We promise, wait and see. But let's go home tonight before the morning light. Split the loot and total our XP. Though it's been nice, let's pack our bags of dice. It's time to sleep and dream of D&D. The bowl with our potato chips is empty save the crumbs. Cans of Coke stacked up high, great pillars of aluminum. The piece of pizza that did fall apart, my character sheet did stain. The greasy spot, a badge of honor from my favorite game. But let's go home tonight before the morning light. Split the loot and total our XP. Though it's been nice, let's pack our bags of dice. It's time to sleep and dream of D&D. We go outside and stand around by the lamplight's silver gray. Hey, remember when those trolls attacked? You fumbled twice and failed he saves in the time you said you checked for traps and we fell into that pit. Tonight, my friend, your rolls were lousy. We didn't mind a bit. But let's go home tonight before the morning light. Split the loot and total our XP. Though it's been nice, let's pack our bags of dice. It's time to sleep and dream of D&D. Dreaming dreams that only gamers ever seem to get. Fireballs and lightning bolts in this world you can't forget. The time a single choice you made saved you and all your friends. And though a little schizo, your life was changed again. Let's go home tonight before the morning light. Split the loot and total our XP. Though it's been nice, let's pack our bags of dice. It's time to sleep and dream of D&D. Let's go home tonight before the morning light. Split the loot and total our XP. Though it's been nice, let's pack our bags of dice. It's time to sleep and dream of D&D. Time to sleep and dream of D&D. Time to sleep and dream of D&D. Thanks, everybody. DanTheBard.com. Follow me on Facebook, Dan the Bard, and Patreon, and all the other stuff. Thanks, Andrew, for having me. Have a great day. Yay! Have you hugged an owl bear today? Has an owl bear hugged you? Have you felt its beak and its fur-feathered arms rip your body in two? As I went to walking one morning in August through dark and perilous woods, to a sun-dappled grove I casually did rove, and there an owl bear stood. Its fine fur and feathers were chestnut and tan. Its beak was as yellow as hay. It stood 10 foot 2 and then said, "Hoo, hoo." 'Cause that's all that owl bears say. Have you hugged an owl bear today? Has an owl bear hugged you? Have you felt its beak and its fur-feathered arms rip your body in two? The owl bear saw me and charged like an owl bear. I offered him rations of cheddar. He hugged me instead and bit off my head. But as you can see, I got better. He ripped off my arms with a sickening swah! Tore off my legs at the femur. A druid came by and said, "My oh my, I'll have to deal with this later." Have you hugged an owl bear today? Has an owl bear hugged you? Have you felt its beak and its fur-feathered arms rip your body in two? But this isn't a song about owl bears. This is a song about reincarnation. When I awoke, the druid said, "Son, the owl bear gave ye a killin', But here's the ting, now you're a halfling. We'll try again in the morning. And the owlbear gave me a hug every day, and reincarnated was I. But recycling your soul can soon take its toll. My mind sometimes wanders.
Well met. I am Fugli. Now, some of you know me as a fair performer, and some of you know me as a fair performer. Some of you know me as a general goofball, and some of you know me as an artist. And some of you know me as an avid role player, especially with Dungeons & Dragons. You see, I was a teenager when it first came out in the 1970s, and it took our imagination by storm. So I put together here some video compilation of some of the music that I do that has been inspired by this game, and I hope you enjoy.
Know what I was questing for. Game was running wild, a million NPCs started out in search of the unknown and that borderland to keep. As the giants came to face me, we descended to the depths. Still our clerics, thieves, and fighters would not survive the quest without mages. Magic missile range, mages. Never wanna be much of a fighting man, mages. I made my level gain, mages. Never was too much of a ranger fan. Oh, that D&D Gygax design. Blackmore and Greyhawk, we said goodbye, and even the Forgotten Realms became impermanent. Then Tracy Hickman and Margaret Wise proved Dragonlance could be the same. And these players that you prey on with your ever-changing rules grow immune to your revisions. They're quite aware what you're trying to do to mages. Spells keep changing names, mages. Oh, cast your baby's hands and be proud of it. Mages, spells or magic staves. Mages, can you make your savings throw to get you out of it? Oh, that D&D Gygax design. Constant new additions, oh, market to me. Oh, these changes continue to replace the game I knew. Mages, fireball engage, mages, and watching out for all those new beholders. Mages, expect another change, mages, as your target market's growing older. Oh, that D&D Gygax design. I said that D&D Gygax design.
Thank you.
Baba Yaga had a hut that could walk up and down the street, balanced up on two strong legs. At the bottom were talon chicken feet. It comes a lumbering down the path, you better get out of its way. Don't you know that if you don't, there'll be all 9 hells to pay? Staggers left, it stumbles right, you wonder if it'll attack. You're best to turn and run for cover when you see that chicken shack. Well, Wendell Jones took a trip out back to see a man about a griffin. They found him wide-eyed, drooling mad, gibbering about some chicken. Staggers left, it stumbles right, you wonder if it'll attack. You're best to turn and run for cover when you see that chicken shack. Ellen Smith was hanging clothes high above the street. When she reeled them back inside, they were printed with dirty chicken feet. Staggers left, it stumbles right, you wonder if it'll attack. You're best to turn and run for cover when you see that chicken shack. You never know when your number's up and it's headed right for you. But if it does, throw your fingers up, shout a hearty pluck you too. It staggers left, it stumbles right, you wonder if it'll attack. You're best to turn and run for cover when you see that chicken shack. Yeah, you're best to turn and run for cover, hug the ground, call for mother. You're best to turn, run for cover, Baba Yaga's chicken shack. It's my only without purchasing dice. When you hear of dragons, you think talon, tooth, and flame. But the legends pale to one dragon's tale that brought his claim to fame. This song's about a dragon, Breezy is his name. Neither claw nor mouth, but his region south that'll set your nose aflame. The knights fight to show their might, veterans and recruitees. Yet none of them could close the gap for Breezy to cut the cheese. His stench would bring them to their knees, and none of them could close the gap for Breezy to cut the cheese. The people cried for action, the king was in despair. For the dragon's scent left the malcontent, and its vapors fouled the air. So the king sent heralds trumpeting this challenge through the land. Whosoever vanquishes this beast shall win my daughter's hand. Yes, he sent his challenge through the land. Whosoever vanquishes this beast shall win my daughter's hand. Now many men had answered, and many men had failed, for there seemed no cure to the vile odor that flowed neath Breezy's tail. But then one day a washer maid walked into Breezy's den, and the tool she used for her daring ruse on her nose was a clothespin. Yes, all the men had failed, but then the tool she used for her daring ruse on her nose was a clothespin. She hauled up to the dragon, she grabbed him by the ear. But to her surprise, that dragon's eyes were welling up with tears. Oh, miss, please don't take this amiss, cried Breezy as he wailed. For I cannot help that awful stench that issues neath my tail. Though I've tried and tried to no avail, I cannot help that awful stench that issues neath my tail. Well, the washer maid took pity, she dropped that dragon flat. Is it dietary? Do you eat dairy? She asked the dragon that. Well, I had a cow, but see you now, I eats whate'er I catch. Well, let's take a look, she said to him, and for light she struck a match. She thought to scrutinize his catch. Let's take a look, she said to him, and for light she struck a match. Now sometimes it still rains dragon with bits of washer made, but there's no more stench malodorous that wafts from Breezy's glade. And that princess married Merrily, and the nights are all but gone, and there's no one left who cares one whit except to sing this song. Yes, this song, it does go on, and I'm the only one who shivs a git, and so I'll end my song. For all through the year, not your run-of-the-mill holiday, with the promise of presents from those we hold dear. Of course, I mean for RPG Day. So excited I'm out of bed well before noon. Third in line, they've run out of dice. Never seen so much treasure in all of my days. A smorgasbord of swag beyond price. I grab a module here, an abridged handbook there. So happy I could break out in song, and I had. Never understood that I was caught in a snare. never realized what had gone wrong. Now I need those special supplements and a 3D battle map, some minis, special hex terrain. Added some paint, flocking glue along with this, what, and that. It all adds up to a major financial pain. So I hired a moving truck to gather on my route. In the end, it's the price that we pay. I never spent so much money in all of my life than when I went out on free RPG day. When I went out on free RPG day. I'd like to sing you a song of my people. Life ain't easy being a troll. There's a lot of negativity beyond your control, and mobs of angry villagers will take their toll. Life ain't easy being a troll. Third time I need chewed on mutton bones. Thought we was dining in the hills alone. Killed 13 dwarves and their burglars shown. The sun come up, it left us stoned. Life ain't easy being a troll. There's a lot of negativity beyond your control. With lots of dwarves, it's right to their core. And life ain't easy being a troll. Billy Goats was looking for some greener grass. Thought they'd be taking my overpass. I tells them no, but they give me sass. Till the big one showed and kicked my donkey. Life ain't easy being a troll. There's a lot of negativity beyond your control. You take a lot of guff from them Billy Goats gruff. And life ain't easy being a troll. I don't hang around Midgard anymore. Since the Thunder God started waging war, the warnings are clear in the old folklore. You'll be hammered when you wake up, Thor. Life ain't easy being a troll. There's a lot of negativity beyond your control. And never be foolhardy when annoying and Asgardian. Your life ain't easy being a troll. But it's better than a kobold, orc, a goblin, or gnoll. Cause trolls know how to party, especially hardy. We've a bouncer at the door who's holding back the dwarves. And all our overcoats, they're made from pelts of goats. We keeps the lightning rod cause it annoys the thunder god. Yeah, life ain't easy when everybody thinks you're sleazy. Oh, life ain't easy being a troll. There's a reason we don't do innocence in play. Nothing good will come of it, no matter what you lost. The deck of many things, it's never worth the cost. You may think the world's against you as you wallow in despair. Perhaps you seek adventure, so you decide to draw a pair. The first may be a boon, like a gem, a star, or key. The next will be the void, with the utmost certainty. I heard about a ruler of a principality. He thought he'd take a gamble, so he approached it logically. If I take just one, he told himself, my chances will be few. He drew one card, then death appeared, and promptly ran him through. There's a reason we don't do it, just turn and walk away. Don't set a bad example for the innocence in play. Nothing good will come of it, no matter what you lost. The deck of many things, it's never worth the cost. Now drawing is a gamble, still think you haven't got enough. Know that we will miss you and appreciate your stuff. But if you're feeling wiser, rather than melee, just throw it at your enemy and promptly run away. There's a reason we don't do it, just turn and walk away. Don't set a bad example for the innocence in play. Nothing good will come of it, no matter what you lost. The deck of many things, it's never worth the cost. No, it's never worth the cost. As I slink slowly down the corridor, merging with the shadows of the night, not a soul will know where my feet have trod, not a one will ever know my plight. As I round the corner and slip inside, the dragon doesn't know I'm in its lair. In a few more steps I'll be set for life, if that snoring beast continues unaware. I rolled a one, never gonna hear the end of that. I rolled a one, in the blink of an eye my dreams fell flat. You know my tale would end quite differently if I rolled a little higher on that die. I rolled a one, it doesn't mean I didn't try. Incantations fraught with power. I often attack from the back of the pack, but sometimes I must step forward in the final hour. I've spent many long nights by candlelight, preparing for this moment near the end. Words are spoken, components broken. On the spell I cast, everyone depends. I rolled a one. Never gonna hear the end of that. I rolled a one. In the blink of an eye, my dreams fell flat. You know my tale would end quite differently if I rolled a little higher on that die. I rolled a one. It doesn't mean I didn't try. I wield have served me countless times before, and my armor has protected me whether in battle or just crashing through a door. So when the wicked evil overlord villainous lair. Rushing up to him, I swing with careful aim. I rolled a 1. Uh-oh. I'm never gonna hear the end of that. I rolled a 1. Uh-oh. In the blink of an eye, my dreams fell flat. You know, my tale would end quite differently if I rolled a little higher on that die. I rolled a 1. Uh-oh. That doesn't mean I didn't try. You know, my tale would end quite differently if I rolled a little higher on that die. I rolled a 1. Uh-oh. That doesn't mean I didn't try. That doesn't mean I didn't try. Oh no, that doesn't mean I didn't try.
Thaco, Thaco, dance the conga line of doom. Deep in the earth, under the mountain, way down deep in the darkest gloom, the denizens and the dungeon dwellers dance the conga line of doom. Hey, dance the conga line of doom. 1, 2, 3, here come the party. Chase them all from room to room. Chase them all through that tiny doorway. Dance the conga line of doom. Yeah, dance the conga line of doom. It's the conga line of doom. Hey, everybody runs to the room. Hey, lead the way and monsters will follow. Hey, in the conga line of doom. One by one, they all come into the room. Everybody push from behind now. Push the line into the room. Oh no, no, there's no turning back now. Dance the conga line of doom. Dance the conga line of doom. It's the conga line of doom. Hey, not much space to enter the room. Hey, hey, below, how low can you go now? Hey, in the conga line of doom. One by one, they all come into the room. Through the door and step to the side now. Make more room inside the tomb. Everybody one at a time now. Dance the conga line of doom. Yeah, dance the conga line of doom. It's the conga line of doom. Hey, everybody runs to the room. Hey, lead the way and monsters will follow. Hey, in the conga line of doom. One by one, they all come into the room.
was a rare rat catcher, did about the country wander. The sound displayed of all his trade I would him deeply slander. And he would cry, rat-a-tat, rat-a-tat, terror-rat, ever. To catch a mouse or to carouse such a ratter I saw never. Upon a pole he carried full 40 fulsome vermin, whose cursed life without a knife to take did he determine. And he would cry, rat-a-tat, terror-rat, ever. To catch a mouse or to carouse such a ratter I saw never. He knew the nut of India that makes the magpie stagger, such mercuries and cantharies with arsenic and rose-seeker. And he would cry, rat-a-tat, terror-rat, ever. To catch a mouse or to carouse such a ratter I saw never. He was so brave a Bowser, 'twas never wondered whether he taught them or the rats taught him to be drunk as rats together. Still he would cry, rat-a-tat, terror-rat, ever. To catch a mouse or to carouse such a ratter I saw never. For often with a native, the juice of poppies drunk he, ate poison frank with a Monte bank and spiders with a monkey. And he would cry, rat-a-tat, terror-rat, ever. To catch a mouse or to carouse such a ratter I saw never. When he tripped this island from Bristol into Dover, with painful bag and painted flag to France he carried over.